Trump just set off a huge black swan event that could affect the whole world. This does need our attention and is something we should definitely be paying attention to. To be honest, I think this is a great chance and people are looking at it all wrong, which is why I'm making today's movie. When things like this happen, I think you'll lose if you don't take advantage of them. That's why I'm going to give you all the information I'm giving you in today's movie. What I say is not financial advice. Please keep that in mind. Press like to let the XRP army know about it. First, let's talk about the big news story of the day, which I know a lot of people have been talking about. Trump says that he has told two different subs that could have power to be put in the right places near Russia. This happened just a few days after Trump gave Russia 10 days to show progress in ending the war, right? And so we don't know how Russia will react to this. But when these kinds of battles have started in the past, the markets have been very scared and then they've recovered in a V shape. That is, if people in the past had bought these bottoms out of fear, they would have done very well. I will soon show you some examples of that, but for now, this is a big story that I talk about a lot in my trading groups because I want to make sure that everyone is ready for what's likely to happen based on a number of events. There is a good chance that this will calm down before it gets worse. We don't know yet, but that's possible. That's something we will have to pay close attention to. But there are also a lot of other things going on with job numbers that will have a huge effect on the crypto market as well. After the May and June job numbers were changed to show 258,000 fewer jobs, President Trump said he was firing the Commissioner of Labor Statistics. Trump says that the numbers about jobs were made up by someone appointed by Biden. You can say whatever you want about this, politics aside. This list of numbers is real. No matter what, these numbers are fake. This proves there is one problem, though. If these numbers are true, that's not good. That's a huge change, and the standard deviations of the earlier changes are nowhere near that big. That is crazy. If these numbers are correct, that's very scary. That clearly shows that the U.S. is going into a recession, which makes me wonder why Jerome Powell isn't lowering interest rates. Yes, if the markets need more cash, if businesses are having a hard time, and if CEOs are feeling very pessimistic about their company's ability to grow in the future, what's not being done about it. So it looks like we'll soon know for sure what the numbers really are. So says the Trump government. I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that this is right? What's going on here? Do you think this is a fake? Are you sure this is true? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Also, we can see that individual buyers are taking over the market in a big way. In the options market, the number of small investors has reached a new high of 21. This chart goes from 2021 to the present day, or from 2020 to the present day. Just look at how many more regular people are investing now. Also, I want to make a point of saying that there are times when small investors are much less interested in the markets. As you can see, this is especially true during bear markets. However, there are huge gains when news that the market is going up comes out at certain times. Because of this, some people think this could be a stop sign. Some people think this is a great chance for stores to get a bigger part of the market. Please let me know what you think of this. I think it's great that individual investors are getting more involved in the markets and big investors are getting less involved. That's good for society as a whole, and I'd love to see this trend continue. I believe crypto is a big part of this. It's not possible for regular people to buy cryptocurrency through ETFs or other financial tools like we can with stocks. This means that people have to buy cryptocurrency themselves. So we are seeing that grow by a huge amount. In July, 62,075 US jobs were cut, which is 140% more than the same month last year and well above the average for the past 4 years. In the years between 2021 and 2024, 23,000 jobs were cut on average every July. This is more than double that number. Employers in the US have cut 806,000 jobs so far this year. This is the most collected for any January-July time since 2020. Everyone knows what took place in 2020. This is also the second highest number since 2008, and it's already 6% higher than the total for 2024. Of course, the government sector has lost the most jobs, 292,000, so these results and numbers are a bit off. In light of the number of job cuts and what's going on with the labor commissioner and other things like that, I want to bring this up. It's important that we stop cutting jobs in the government sector because, well, I think that's a good thing. The government around the world has gotten way too big. It seems like there are too many workers there taking money from taxpayers without doing enough to help the people. That's why I see this as a net benefit, but I know some people might disagree, and that's fine. We can see, though, that the government business isn't the only one that's being hurt. The technology and retail sectors, which have a lot to do with cryptocurrency, have followed closely behind, cutting 89,000 and 80,000 jobs, respectively. In other words, the job market is definitely getting worse. these numbers are true. We'll have to keep an eye on this because a lot of these companies and people will need cash if this trend keeps up, and Jerome Powell doesn't cut rates that don't work right any longer. To take on more debt, they'll either have to sell the things they own or so, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with all of that. But when we talk about digital goods in particular, a lot of great things are happening, such as you already know that Treasury Secretary Basant has made a number of statements. He's saying that we are looking into new options like decentralized computing and digital payments to help blockchain technology reach its full potential right now. He especially talked about how this technology could be used by the government when he talked about decentralized computing. That's really cool. I also think that a lot of people are still sleeping on this news. It's possible that hundreds of thousands more government jobs could be automated if the government starts to use AI, decentralized computers, and blockchain technology together. And that will save a huge amount of money for taxpayers in the long run, as well as possibly even lower taxes again. This will let the government cut taxes a great deal. So this is really cool. I do believe that AI will be useful for the government. Long term, it will save taxpayers a huge amount of money, and it will let a lot more money run through the country itself for investment and new ideas that will help it grow very quickly. I'm really happy about this, and I think it's great for Bitcoin. It won't happen right away, but things are moving in the right direction, and I think this will be great in the long run. Right now, in this amazing period of history, we have some of the most amazing technologies that are truly making our lives better in so many ways. There are still some things going on with trade fights as well. You may have heard that President Trump raised taxes on Canada to 35%. So I think the two most important things to remember about Black Swan events are that there are still battles going on and that tariffs are being looked into. These two things will keep happening, and if they get worse, we might see things like what happened in February, January, and other months when these kinds of things were big news and everyone was yelling at each other for a while, right? So let's see how this goes. I will say that I'm ready for both ends, right? If things keep getting worse, I'm ready. I'm totally ready for that. Yes, I believe we all are. No matter what, we all want it to happen. But I'm also ready for a steep correction and a V-shaped rebound. The most important thing I think we can learn from today's events is that I will buy on dips. That being said, I'm going to post all of my trades in my Discord group. I'd like to invite you all to be a part of that. Seriously, guys, it's really easy to join in, and we're going to make a lot of trades, okay? Yes, we're very good at this group. It's really simple. All you have to do is sign up for whichever one you want, as long as it's offered in your area. Read the terms that are below. I love you all. Thanks for watching the movie today. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.